It's the last leg of a
Stand by
political
A, sound
showdown
under.
in South Carolina and Nevada. Democratic and Republican presidential candidates are pleading to the voters.
Okay.
First up, the Democrats. They're in Nevada, getting
Set
ready for
B,
that
sound
state's
full.
Democratic caucus tomorrow. Both Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton faced voters at a televised town hall meeting, answering tough questions on topics like immigration, privacy, and their records.
Going.
Maybe it's that
This runs
Senator
28
Sanders wasn't
seconds.
really a Democrat until he decided to run for president. He doesn't even know what the last two Democratic presidents did. Well,
Out cue understanding of democracy.
no, it's true.
More veal will follow.
If anybody thinks that a member of the United States Senate or the United States House has to agree with somebody in his own party who's president,
508 standby.
all of the time, that is not my understanding of democracy.
Mic them.
On the Republican
C
side,
sound
John
full.
Kasich, Jeb Bush, and Donald Trump spoke with South Carolina voters at issue religion and comments the Pope made criticizing Donald Trump.
Going.
Was there a moment when you first heard the Pope had said something about you that you thought, maybe I'm going to have to ask for forgiveness?
This runs 16.
No, look, I really, not really. I have a lot of respect for the Pope, but I would say that I think he was very much misinterpreted.
Mike.
Going into both contests this weekend,
Ready to
the
wipe B
latest
sound
polls
under?
in South Carolina show Donald Trump still far ahead of the pack, while in Nevada, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are in a statistical tie.
Wiping.
Funeral services for Supreme Court Justice
Set A
Anthony
sound full
Scalia will be held
for a
tomorrow at the
20-second
Basilica
stop.
of the National Shrine of Immaculate Conception. That's in Washington, D.C. The 79-year-old died while on a weekend quail hunting trip in Texas. He was discovered dead in his bed. Now, before tomorrow's funeral, Justice Scalia will lie in repose in the Great Hall of the Supreme Court today. President Obama will pay his respect today by visiting the Supreme Court and not attending tomorrow's funeral, something that he is catching heat for.
Going.
Also, I think is outrageous that the President of the United States is not going. I don't care who the President is, Democrat, Republican alike. I think it's outrageous that he's not going to the funeral of a member of the United States Supreme Court. I think short of a national disaster, I don't know why the President of the United States wouldn't be at that funeral.
Mike.
Vice President Joe Biden will be at tomorrow's funeral.
Thousands gathered in Madison to
Said B
voice their
sound full.
opposition to legislation they say would hurt Wisconsin immigrants.
Going. You can leave them, Mike.
From the rotunda inside to the steps outside, thousands of people packed the Capitol yesterday for the Day Without Latinos
your
rally.
camera not
They
working
gathered
again?
to speak out against two bills. The Assembly
Set C
passed
sound
one of them
full.
earlier this week. It would ban so-called sanctuary cities in Wisconsin. The other bill is being proposed in the Senate and would block counties from giving local ID cards to people who can't get state IDs. Governor Scott Walker spoke about the rally. He says protests at the Capitol, like yesterday's event, don't impact their work.
Going.
We don't
Killer
get caught
Mike.
up in the
Runs
protests.
14. More veal will
We
follow.
worry about the vast majority of the people in the state who want their state lawmakers and their governor to focus on improving the economy and helping people get the skills and education and the qualifications they need to be successful in life.
Mike.
Businesses from around
Stand
the
by
state
one in
closed
effect
their
for the
doors
next
yesterday
story.
so workers could attend the rally. Madison police estimate 20,000 people were there.
In other
Taking.
news this morning, sheriff's
Set
officials say
full
a
screen
crash went
graphics.
undiscovered for several hours until a man's body was spotted Wednesday afternoon in Buffalo County.
Taking.
The body of 20-year-old
We'll advance
Jesus
twice.
Cristobal Sanchez Chihuahua was found in a field along County Highway K near Ernie. The sheriff says he was involved in an incident where a vehicle left
We'll
the
advance
road
once more.
Tuesday night. Alcohol is believed to be a factor. The
by
incident
camera
remains
3.
under investigation.
A northwestern Wisconsin woman faces federal charges of stealing from her employer and failing to file tax returns. Lisa Buchholz from Luck was indicted by a grand jury in Madison on Wednesday.
Advancing.
Prosecutors say while working as a
Kill Aaron's
bookkeeper,
mic,
she
please.
defrauded Four Seasons Wood Products of Frederick out of more than $136,000. Buchholz is accused of using the firm's accounting system to make payroll payments to two family members who didn't work there and herself. Prosecutors say
Stand by
she
one
also
in
failed
effect.
to
You can
file
mic
tax
Aaron up
returns
again.
with the IRS for 4 years and lied to an IRS criminal investigator. She faces up to 155 years in prison if convicted.
And
An
taking.
Altoona
Stand
man
by
accused
another
of
full
shooting
screen.
and killing his friend was back in court. Michael
Taking.
Old Nelson is charged
Set D
with
sound
murdering
under.
Randall Perry last November at a home in Jackson County. He told dispatchers he didn't know the gun was loaded.
Going.
But at yesterday's hearing, the judge heard testimony
We'll be up to
that
one in
Nelson
effects for the
had
next
military
story.
training regarding weapons and how to handle them. It was also revealed that Nelson's alcohol level was .07. The judge found it probable that he committed a crime and ordered Nelson
Advance
bound
OTS.
over for trial. No other court dates have been set yet. Authorities say 51-year-old Kevin Krieger was jealous
Stand by
and
A under.
desperate when he shot and killed his estranged wife Tracy last weekend.
Thank you.
In Columbia County Court yesterday, authorities say that Krieger became aware that his estranged wife was with another man at a motel. Police say Krieger went to the Ridge Motor
Is that
Inn with
B
a
sound full?
shotgun stolen from a friend, and when Tracy went to talk to him, he shot her in the head. Authorities say Krieger told police that he had no recollection of the shooting, just a desire to be with Tracy and also their teenage daughters. One of those daughters says her mother was the family's constant support.
Going.
She wouldn't do anything to hurt anyone.
This runs
She
7
was always there
seconds.
for everyone.
More view will follow.
And I know she wouldn't want this to happen.
Mike,
Bail was set
stand
at
by
$1
3 in
million.
effects for the next story.
After 2 days of testimony, the
Stand
trial
by
for
C
a
under.
92-year-old Wausau man accused of sexually assaulting young girls will soon go to the jury. Edward Heckendorf of Wausau is charged with
Stand
5
by
counts
2
of
for the
first-degree sexual
tease.
assault of a
We'll need your
child under
cart
the age
music.
of 13. 8 witnesses testified in Heckendorf's trial. Several of those were women who say Heckendorf sexually assaulted them when they were children, some nearly 40 years ago. Heckendorf did not testify in his own defense. The trial continues this morning with closing arguments by the attorneys. The jury is expected to begin deliberations later today. Next forecast is 2 minutes away.
You're watching Eau Claire's own News 8.
Fade it, going, and rolling.